Okay, let's get this party started. All right, we're gonna have a new consultation today with Miss Sydney. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I have you booked for color and a steam hydration treatment for today. So tell me what you would like to do with your hair for today.
So I want more highlights in it a little bit. Because when I got it done the first time, the brown that's in it is from a toner I did myself.
Okay.
And then I want layers. Like this.
So you're actually wanting a highlight and not color.
Well, just a little bit. Not
So
crazy.
just like, you really just kind of want to be more bright around your face?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's more like a barely there kind of like highlight instead of a color. Okay, so we're not wanting to touch your root color or anything like that. I mean, it looks really good. Is it your natural color? You said you get your hair done fast.
I haven't had it done since August. I think it's grown about
Your natural color is so nice.
Thank you.
Like, so
well,
pretty.
I used to bleach it myself.
Oh, girl.
Like, yeah.
Honestly, I can't say
But it
anything.
looked good though. Like, I
because
got a lot of compliments.
Before I became like an official hairstylist, that's all I did.
Yeah.
With my hair at home, I am a reformed kitchen beautician, so I get it.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's just easier to do it then. Okay, so we just want to highlight a little bit more around your face. And so you said you want layers.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you're wanting that to look, because I see that you have...
I do have bangs. I got them cut. They've grown a little bit. But I did do this last week. I cut a little bit around the face.
You put a little face
curtain,
framing. Yeah.
because it was just straight across.
Yeah.
You know, and they've gotten to that awkward length to where I have to do them
I'm gonna
sideways.
like push them forward a little bit so I
But
can see.
yeah, I kind of wanted to maybe do like a thin layer of bangs again, but I need them shorter because when she cut them the first time, they always touch my eyelashes.
Yeah. So we want to take like some wispy
very
pieces
wispy,
right in the front, but a little bit like right at your eyebrows. We don't want to go above the eyebrows because it's microbangs.
Yeah.
And we're not for microbangs. So a little bit above the brow, and then your face frame around here. Do you want me to just clean up what you've already kind of taken out?
And then maybe add a little bit more
layering?
to it.
Okay. Yeah. And so it looks like you're also one layer pretty much in the back. You don't have much layering back here. Do you want to take your layering all the way around, or you just really wanted to be concentrated on your face?
I want it all the way around, but the longest length that I have, I do need a little trim, but just a little bit. I hate cutting my hair because I'm trying to grow it out.
Can't grow it unless
I know. But if you could just like try to leave it as long as possible in some of those spots.
Yeah, I won't take off more than you need for sure. I'm just checking to see what your outline kind of is. So you have a little bit of a rounded outline. Okay. I don't think we'll have to take off too much, but sooner or later you're going to have to get a good trim.
Yeah.
If you're going to want to keep growing your hair.
Yeah.
And that's only because all those beautiful strands that you have, if you continue to let them compromise, they're just going to get ripped all the way up to the root, and then you'll just have two little sides of a perfectly straight piece of hair. One's going to break off, and you're going to be left with another little spot, and then it's going to break off too. So just the best way to grow your hair, I know everybody, you're speaking to a choir here because I never get my hair cut. Honestly, that's why I stay bald-headed half the time. But if you want to grow your hair, you have to make sure that you cut off the parts that are going to continue compromising your hair.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, your hair's not that bad, so you don't have to take off a lot. But I would say maybe coming a little bit more regularly. You do have...
I do have breakage.
Some breakage, yes. Yeah. And that's because you have compromised ends. Like, realistically, if I'm looking at your hair, we would probably take off a couple of inches, but I don't think that's absolutely needed today, especially since you're attached to your hair. Yeah. I hate giving traumatic haircuts unless it's a big chop that people are wanting. So we're definitely not going to do that. Yeah. But I will take off enough, and then with the layering, it'll definitely help with some of that lookage of the breakage. And making the hair look a little bit more full and less sparse on some of these ends because you'll have some layering on there. But I will say your last couple of inches of hair it's getting pretty thin down there, and that's because of breakage. Yeah. So just keep that in mind next time whenever you're ready to get like a good comprehensive cut, or you can continue to do it little by little by little by little until it all just comes off. Yeah. You know? But sooner or later you'll get there.
Yeah. Also, with the layering, I don't want it to thin out my hair crazy.
So we don't want drastic layers. We kind of just want some nice long layers.
I do want short layers, but maybe not as much.
Okay.
To the point where I feel like it'll thin my hair out a lot, if that makes sense. Sorry, I feel like I'm being really complicated.
I get it. I will say now we can layer this out so a way that your hair still looks full. That's not going to be a problem at all. But just keep in mind, you're going towards your ends, your last. Here, I'll just turn you around so you can kind of see where you're at with as far as your ends and thickness goes. Hold that for me. So you are pretty thick all the way around until we get to about right here. So right here is where you really start to thin out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it also, like as soon as you let go of your hair, you see where you have pretty much a weight line right there where all your thickness is at, and then where it just kind of thins out. So we are going to add some layers. So this might look a lot thinner than, it does right now. But the general gist of it is that when you're cutting layers, all of this is still going to look a lot nice and fuller. And so it'll distract from that a little bit. But until you get like a good healthy chop of all those with these parts where you've had breakage and some split ends, it's going to look a little bit thinner. I just want you to be aware of the reality of that, is that this is going to look a little bit thinner here because it's already a lot thinner than like right here. Okay.
Well, I'll give you permission to cut off 2 inches. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll be more than enough. I think it'll definitely make you look a little more fuller from root to tip for sure if we do that. Okay. All right. So your appointment, that is going to change from a color to a barely there.
I just don't ever know what to click.
And of course,
on the website.
I don't even know if they really have comprehensive like details.
Yeah, they don't. No, it's okay. It's okay.
So that is going to change to a barely there. There is a price difference that I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
there's not too much on the price difference for it. So what we're going to plan to do, just so we can go recap, we're just going to brighten you up a little bit more around your face. We don't really want to touch up here. Do you want to be bright up here as well?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. So we're going to brighten you up mostly around your face and a little bit up here. So that's going to pretty much be like a barely there. I don't really think I need to charge you for a full, like partial highlight for that because I'm not doing your full head. I'm really just going to do your mohawk and around the front so you look brighter around the front. And then we're going to go ahead and give you a nice layered haircut and a trim that's needed, and make sure your hair looks nice and full, and just go ahead and clean up your face frame and give you tiny little whiskers. I'm gonna have you lean your head back. So you're blonde up here, but it's not like crazy
Yeah.
blonde. It's giving expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving wealthy.
Yeah.
I love it. How do you like
too.
these bangs?
I like them.
It's wispy
They're
enough?
perfect, yeah.
Okay. I think
And they're not gonna get on my nerves.
No, they're not. Enough volume?
Yes.
Perfect.
Can I see the back of it?
Yeah. You're gonna see you still have all your length retained. And so like you have your layers, but they're not like drastic in there at all.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay,
I love it. I love the blonde up top.
Yes. And we didn't even have to do like a lot or go crazy with it either.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You're welcome.